think you know Ninja songs? Old school or new school? Stand a chance to win big on Gusto Guess the Song. To be a part of this, call the numbers on your screen right now. Come on board and let's do things the Gusto way.
Hello and welcome to Gusto News on Gusto TV. Today on the news I have WIZKID, I also have TEMS. I'll be rounding it up with the Maven stars Rema and Ayra Starr. But before I go on, trust me to always say thank you to you all for the likes, the comments, telling people about Gusto TV, about what we do here. Please keep doing so. And for those of you who are new to the channel, coming across our videos for the very first time, it's quite simple to join the community here. Just look beneath this video. You find the subscribe button, the notification bell. That's very important so that you get to know when we're going live like this, there's something important and we'll quickly go live. And of course, we put up a new video, you get notified. Yeah, so starting up the news with WIZKID. Of course, we know that WIZKID is been doing well for himself. It's been a very, very good year. And of course, when you look at for international media houses, the Billboard talking about him, Rolling Stone talking about him being among the top 4 contenders for this year Grammys, you definitely know that it's definitely going to be an amazing year, even come 2022. And yes, releasing more dates for the MIL tour, which will be spanning into 2022 as well. But well, today we're talking about WIZKID's, of course, one of the guys on his record label, that's Terry. Of course, you know that Terry is signed on WIZKID, and there's been a lot of conversation by people saying, oh, where's Terry? How come it's not as big as, the likes of Mayor Kun and all of that? Well, somebody's coming up to give his own explanation on why he thinks WIZKID signed Terry. What you think WIZKID reasons are. I don't know. Of course, WIZKID has never come out to make such a statement, but people would always, say things like this. Conversation like this would always come out every now and then. And so, according to this person, he says Wiz only signed Terry because he saw DAVIDO, Olamide, and Burna signing artists. He thought he had the star power to make him big. Does anybody really have the star power to make anybody big? I feel like, as an artist, when you get the opportunity to be signed, you put in the work, release good music, and definitely, that's good music. Is also on the MIL, album. And if by chance, MIL finally gets a Grammy, he's definitely going to be one of those who will be getting, the accolades for that one. But for this person, it feels like WIZKID is just trying to prove the star power by signing Terry. I don't know what your thoughts are about that. This is just from the best Shaq, I think. Yeah. Okay, let's move on to the next on this news, of course, which is our very own TEMS. Anyways, TEMS, of course, is doing so well with our EP, and she's gone on to talk about what she's been doing while she sounds the way she sounds. Yeah, TEMS, of course, has talked about herself being an artist that sounds differently from others. We've seen her. Some people categorize her under the alter community, the alternative artist. But she has gone on to explain what she does and how she sounds. Well, TEMS went on to say that she calls her type of music spirits. Why? We've heard the likes of Rema talk about themselves being Afro rave. Some people say it's Afro fusion, some say it's Afro urban. But according to her, she said that her own sound is spirit. Being asked, in a teen magazine where she's having an interview recently, she went on to say that she calls it spirit because it comes from her soul. It comes from what she's experiencing, what she's going through inside of her. So it's actually just beyond her writing songs. It's what she feels in her soul. It's soul. Maybe we just say soul music here. But for her, she said her type of song, she's called it spirit. She's gone on to say that If Orange Was a Place as well was one of those projects that represent what she's feeling, and it came from her soul, what is happening around her. Of course, a lot of things, especially when I hear the song Crazy Things, it always comes to my mind that, okay, is she trying to tell us that really crazy things are happening around her because she's on the Billboard, she got on, the CLB album, and the whole lot has been going on around her. So maybe just as she said, it's things she's feeling, how she feels inside of her, how she put out that song. And for TEMS, she's gone on to say that a type of song is spirit, when some people would say their own is Afro, whatever, but it's spirit for TEMS, actually. Well, the next news, we're going to be looking at the Maven stars, talking about Ayra Starr and Rema. Well, Rema, of course, has been there since time came in. Next Rated, dropped EPs. It's yet to drop an album, but of course, it's one of the most streamed Nigerian artists on Spotify and any other platform you can actually think of. And for Ayra Starr, dropped her album this year. Of course, 19 and Dangerous has been holding it down at the top number on Boomplay for weeks now. And of course, that album has been able to do a lot of things that female artists have not been able to do with their project recently, especially into this new decade. You see a lot of things on Twitter. I see a lot of posts about, oh, Ayra Starr has done this and this. This is the first project by a female act this year that is doing this one. Well, when it comes to international collaboration as well, we usually see the big guys, get on that one. And this time around, the Maven superstars will be on it. That's Ayra Starr and Rema will be joining British singer Adma Earlier on the remix of our latest single, Roadside. This is actually big for the stars. I mean, we've seen, well, Rema has been, with J5 on Dimension, and of course, we'll be seeing Ayra Starr, join an international artist. And trust me, for someone like that, this is a big break for her because she's new in the industry. She just dropped her album. There's so much buzz around her, and artists from the international space is reaching out and saying, you know what, I want to make a remix that's going to appeal to the Afrobeat market, to the Nigerian market. And trust the name that came to mind is the Maven star, Ayra Starr, and is Rema. Will be on the lookout. What's that going to sound like? Don't know what's going to, are we going to feel like dancing? Is it going to be something like we saw in Dimension? But trust me, these two artists are great singers, and joining such an artist as well on a remix, trust me, they will definitely do their best. So guys, let's call it a day on this one, but the comment section is definitely open for you guys. Someone went on to say, the reason he felt that WIZKID went on to sign Terry is because he's trying to prove his star power, seeing the likes of Burna Boy, and Davido and Olamide signing artists. What are your thoughts about that one? Yes, TEMS says that type of song should call it Spirit. And Ayra Starr and Rema is coming on an international remix. And of course, we'll be there to respond to some of your comments. And I'll see you guys on the next news.